Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, and welcome to my Holidaily Chat with Amy. So thrilled to have you here always. And if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Amy Yavata, and I'm here to help you to create the business and lifestyle that you've always wanted through the power of deep connection. So deeply connecting with yourself, your vision, and your audience so that you can really make the difference and the income that you've wanted. So welcome. Hey, Kelly. Kelly, so great to have you here. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. I can't believe we're so close to Christmas. Like, how is this possible? How is this possible? So first of all, how's everybody doing today? Say hello. Say where you're from. Say what you're excited about today. And I know I've worn these once before, but I thought I'd bring them back because I think they're my favorite. Oh, I said that yesterday about my hat thing, but I don't know. I'm torn because this has sequins, bells, and white fluffiness. So it's very happy. Hi, China. Good morning. Yes, welcome. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Yes, silver today. Yeah, you know, this holiday season, I've been doing some like winter white. I don't believe in you can't wear white after, what is it, Labor Day or something like that? Like, who decided that? Who decided that you can't wear a certain color after a certain time? I just don't buy into it. I think winter white is super fun. So yeah, you're excited about today and you live in Houston. Awesome, China. Thank you for joining us. Tell me, China, what is it that you do? What kind of entrepreneurial journey are you on? Hey, Chantel, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. I know some of you have been tuning into a lot of my Holidailies, and we're actually down to the last two shows today and tomorrow. And this has been such a fun experience because I normally do a weekly show called Chat with Amy. And then as we were coming along towards the holiday season, I thought, what could I do that would be highly generous for my audience and for my clients and colleagues? And I thought, why not do a daily show? And then I came up with a name when I was with some of my friends, and I said, oh, I could call it Holidaily because I love coming up with names for things like this. In fact, I love it so much that some of my colleagues call me Namey Amy. I think it was my friend Devaney that once said that. She's like, you're Namey Amy. You come up with really great names. And it's because I love like words and messaging. They're just my thing, you know? So yeah, so if you're ever trying to come up with a name for something, reach out to me because I love coming up with names for new products, new programs, a Facebook Live show, an event. Like I just love that kind of stuff because I always think about how you're going to promote it and what it's going to sound like and how it aligns with your brand. And I just totally geek out on that. So while today's show is not anything about that, I just thought I'd share that with you because whatever it is that you're up to right now, hopefully you love coming up with what you're going to call your offerings. You know, and if you don't love the process of that, hopefully once you do come up with a name with someone's help like me or someone that you know is good at coming up with names, then you feel really great about it so that every time you talk about it, post it, have graphic design created around it, you feel really good about it. You know, like I just think names are so fun. And I think part of that came from my experience of back in my day, back in my promotions and marketing days, in my early 20s, a long time ago, I had a job in radio promotion. So I worked for one of the top radio stations in the greater Seattle area we were all over the place in Seattle, like every big event, every big concert, every big community experience. And then whenever we create these contests to go on the air live, like it was always last minute to like, Amy, we need a name for something that's going on the air tomorrow morning or whatever. I'm like, okay, what's the prize? What are we giving away? And then we come up with ways to give away the prizes to our listeners. And then they would turn to me and or my team to come up with a really cool name. So we had so much fun with that. And it gave me this really great experience. Like I had no idea back then that I was going to one day be an entrepreneur who would be coming up with names for not only my own offerings, but also helping my clients with their offerings as well. So isn't it funny how things come full circle? China says, I am a licensed caterer and opened up my charity for silent bullying permanently. Nice. That's so great. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me. I know this week is a bit crazy for most people, so I appreciate you being here, especially when I know you've got so much on your plates. And I thought that, today what I was thinking about in talking to my clients and my colleagues who are in this final stretch of the year, some of them are working all the way up until tomorrow. Others are even, working next week. Maybe taking some time off if they celebrate Christmas. But I know that there are a lot of entrepreneurs who don't actually take time off during the holidays because they have a big vision for next year and they actually are wanting to carve out some time even during the main holiday week next week to work towards those visions. Hi, Tabitha. Welcome. And Kelly, who's in Boston, having lunch with us. Great. Yes. Good afternoon, Kelly. So I thought that this would be a great opportunity to talk about creating cash injections in your business. And if you've been in the entrepreneurial space, maybe you've heard this phrase, cash injection. I don't really love the name injection because I think about shots, but when I think about a cash injection, it's like, I want to infuse some cash into my business. And of course, know that hopefully, whatever it is you're offering is going to make a big difference for the person that you're offering it to. So I also know that this time of year can be a time when you may be looking at your budgeting. You might be looking at what you have invested in this past year into your business, if you're someone who's like me, who invests a lot in your business and yourself and your personal development, and where you'd like to go in the new year. A lot of entrepreneurs that I know also talk about how they wish they could invest in these higher level offerings so they could be surrounded by other powerhouse entrepreneurs and coaches and mentors so they can have their own breakthroughs. And what comes up for a lot of people, there's like, I just don't know if I have the money. I don't know if I can come up with that, or I'm already invested in several other things. So does it make sense for me to do this? And I totally, if anyone understands, it's me. I've invested so much in myself over the years, and it's not always been because I just had a pile of cash like that was for me to spend. However, when there has been an opportunity in front of me that is so in line with my vision, where deep down inside, I'm just like, this has to happen. Like, this is so in line with me that I really want to do this. And then, as we say in the leadership training that I did this year, it's like, I get to go. What I say, she gets to go, he gets to go, I get to go. So I just choose. I'm like, you know what? I get to do this. Like, I want to do, I don't just say I want to or I have to or I need to. I'm like, I get to do this. I'm choosing to do this, and I'm committed to finding a way. And it's one of the biggest life lessons, business lessons that I've learned over the years that I continue to pass forward to my clients and colleagues and friends, is that if there's something that is totally in line with your calling, your purpose, your mission, your message, why would you say no to yourself? And of course, when I ask that question, all sorts of reasons can come up, like, well, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I can't figure out the logistics, I've got kids, I've got dogs, I've got a house, I've got this, I've got that. So I just think I just shouldn't do it. And what's fascinating to me is that I'll look at someone who has way more on their plate than someone else, and this person over here will find a way, because that's the way that they think, that's the way that they make decisions, and they just choose that they get to do something. They're like, I get to do this. This is something that's totally in line with what I want, and I just am going to create a way to do it. And then there's someone over here who's like, oh, I don't know. And just, it's fascinating to me to notice the patterns of how someone makes decisions. And then I even look at my own past and how I used to make decisions, and then how I shifted that over the past few years once I adopted an abundant mindset and the ability to see the possibility versus just the obstacles. There are always reasons to say no. It's so much easier most of the time to say no when an opportunity presents itself and just say, you know what, maybe next year or maybe the next time or this, that, and the other. And I get it because I've been there and I used to do that, or I used to take forever to make a decision. Like, I would overanalyze the whole thing. I would overthink it. I'd want to know every single detail that's involved in it, when those elements were actually not the thing that were stopping me from stepping into it. It was my own fear that was coming up. It was my own fear around, what if I can't make this happen? What if I make this decision and I can't follow through? Like, all these can'ts come up. And then I recognize them as, that's just my limiting belief. And if I really want to do this and I've chosen that I get to do this, then I'm so committed to finding a way. And if I'm stuck, I'm going to reach out to someone who's on the other side of where I am now. I'm going to reach out to my coach or one of my colleagues who has that kind of abundant mindset that will help me come up with a strategy and hold me to my highest version of me to make it happen. So I thought, why not use this opportunity today on my Holidaily show to share with you a strategy that you can use to generate $10,000 in the next couple of weeks. Now, I'm not making any claims because every single one of you is in a different place, so I don't know what you will do with this, but what I will say is anytime I've decided that, you know what, I'm ready for a cash injection in my business, of course, with my offerings, I'm committed to making a difference, so let's make it happen and decide to rock it out. So hi, Misty, welcome. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Cece. Hi, Aziz. Thank you for joining. Awesome. Happy holidays. Okay, so first of all, I would love to get an idea, like I love to create some engagement here. I would love to get an idea of, for those of you who have a premium offering, so let's call a premium offering anything over $1,000, why don't you type in like, what is your premium offering? Like what, if you have like a special package, if you are a coach, an artist, a healer, a trainer, a mentor, whatever it is that you offer, just type in like what, if you have a premium offering, an offering that's $1,000 or more, type it in, like this is what it is, or I have a bundled package of this, or I offer private coaching or a coaching package or a product. Go ahead and type it in below because I want to see who's on right now and how I can best support you with this strategy, okay? Shauna says, don't have a premium offering yet, okay? Jessica, hey Jessica, says one-on-one coaching. Kelly says premium offering VIP coaching, great. And if you don't have one yet, that's okay. You know, there's all sorts of different ways to do this. But this strategy works best if you do have a premium offering, or you can just decide that this is your chance to create a premium offering, you know? Okay, so any other premium offerings out there? Missy says a bundle for multi different facial services. Awesome. Very cool. Keisha says content planning. Great. Wow, we got so many awesome offerings right here. Awesome. Okay. So, my favorite word is awesome today, apparently. So here's what I've done whenever I've decided to create a cash injection in my business, and what you can even do to generate $10,000 even in the next 2 weeks. I mean, sometimes it can feel like, even when you hear that, there might be something comes up for you like, yeah, right, I can't do that. So just notice what comes up for you if you've never generated $10,000 in 2 weeks. Just notice it. Notice what comes up for you. Is it a, I can't do that, or I don't believe I can do that, or how in the heck would I do that, or next week is Christmas, there's no way that anyone's gonna buy anything anywhere. Like, just notice what comes up for you. I'm telling you, I have had years where I've worked throughout the holiday season. I actually am gonna do some work next week because I love what I do and I have a bigger vision for myself for next year and I have the time to do that. But my point is, it's amazing what comes up and what's actually real when you open yourself up to possibility. Misty said, sold 15K with these bundles last week. Great. So Misty, for you, it could be like how to generate 30,000 in the next 2 weeks, right? Why not triple that? But that's amazing. Congratulations. Shauna says, I have the tools from your marketing mastery course, need to finish it. Great. Awesome. Okay. Jessica says, I'm doing my first webinar on December 27th, ready to sell. Yes. And here's the great thing too, is that there are a lot of people during these next couple of weeks who are still tuning in. I mean, who's not on technology? Like, most people are on technology. For those of you who connect with people through technology, which obviously you're here now with me on Facebook Live, then just know that even while people are having their festivities and they're spending time with loved ones and they're, you know, kind of, I don't know, getting organized after the holidays and getting ready for the new year, they're still checking in. And sometimes it's actually a really great time to have a boost in your business because it's not as noisy of a market. So I've actually had a lot of great success during these actually like last couple of weeks of the year and going into the first week of the year because I'm, you know, still reaching out to people. So, hey, Kiran. So for those of you who have a premium offering, think about what are you charging right now for your premium offering? And for those of you who don't have a premium offering, what would it look like to create something that was anywhere from $1,000 upwards of $10,000? Just like, what would a really juicy, awesome, there's that word again, awesome, great offering be that you could create? So for example, okay, well, let me just read this. Jessica says, sold 22 of my online courses during Black Friday, so I know it's possible, just ready to sell this bigger ticket offer. Yeah, so it's best, in my opinion, if you can create a premium offering and then just create so much value in that offering that you know that when you're in front of the right person that is your ideal client for that offering, they will totally say yes, okay? So for example, at the beginning of this year, I believe it was, early this year, I decided to create a VIP package that was $5,000. And it was stretchy for me at the time. It's funny because this is what's so crazy to me, okay? When you come up with a premium offering, at first it can feel like, who am I to think that I can charge this for anything? You know, like for something that's like a VIP, like 1 day package. Like, who am I to think I could do this? Or even with my new offerings for next year with Powerhouse, my VIP program, they're at a way higher level than what I've done in the past, but there's so much more value included in them. And it's really attracting the people that I want to work with the most. So my point is, so earlier this year when I created this $5,000 offering, at the time it felt stretchy. And I don't even offer that anymore. Like, that's how the mindset shifts when you are willing to be open to possibility, value yourself and your services, and create something that is going to make a massive difference for people. So in order to have this great cash injection, just do the math, and decide, is it $10,000 you want to generate? Is it $5,000? Is it $50,000? Whatever it is, I like to go old school with a fat calculator like this and just start thinking about okay, so what if I created, what if I created something that was $2,500? Obviously, if you want to generate $10,000, let's do the math. We know the math, I know, but it's still fun to use a big calculator. So you just need 4 sales to generate $10,000 over the next couple of weeks. So in coming up with your premium offering, if you don't already have one, then just think about what would really make sense for a $2,500 offer or a $5,000 offer. Now, what happened earlier this year when I decided to do a $5,000 offer is that I didn't just think about what new people I could reach out to for this offering. I didn't just start networking with that offering. I thought about who has already been following me both online and in person, and who do I believe this offering would make a difference for. So I actually thought about individuals that I really believed could benefit from this offering, and I made a list of these people. Some of you have heard me talk about this very basic strategy. Make a list, reach out to them, and make the offer. And don't be attached. This is such a key element. Do not be attached to whether or not they say yes. Just be committed to making a difference for them no matter what, any way that you can. And just trust that when you reach out to enough people, that someone is going to say yes. And so even at a time when it felt stretchy, it used to feel stretchy to have a $5,000 offering. Now that does not feel stretchy anymore. But my point is, I was able to enroll 5 people into that offering within a month. And so that was a nice $25,000 cash injection into my business. And I got to work with those people, each for a 1-day intensive. And then knowing myself, I made myself available to them for the following 30 days. So if they had a quick question about things, after we put together, for example, their next 6-month plan, everybody for a VIP intensive used it for something different. For somebody else, it was about email copywriting and really understanding how to deeply connect through your email copywriting, which is something I specialize in. So what's great about a VIP intensive package for those of you who are coaches and trainers, then you can create something really juicy like that and customize it to your ideal client. Now, the key thing is to enroll yourself first. Many of you have heard me say that before. If you don't believe in your offering, the pricing and packaging of your offering, then it's very difficult to make that offering to someone else. Misty says, I'm going to try this. Awesome. So Misty, when you say I'm going to try this, are you going to go for 30 grand in the next couple of weeks, or are you going to try to create a new bundle, or are you going to just focus on the bundle that you have? Jessica says, did you do full payment only or multiple payments? Jessica, for the most part, I did full payments. But I think there were 2 people who were like, is there any way I could break it up into a couple of payments? So I tend to work it out with my clients if that's the case. But you're the CEO of your business. So if you want to have cash upfront and full, great. I will say for a VIP package, even if you do payments, it's best if you have the payments come in before your VIP intensive training day with them. Because otherwise it's I'm just not in the business of chasing dollars. I remember back in my advertising days, they would allow our clients to pay 90 days after their ad campaign ran. And then if they didn't pay, I was a 100% commission, sales account executive, advertising sales. So if they didn't pay within 90 days after their ad campaign ran, then I would not get paid my commission, even though I did all the work of cultivating the relationship, creating a proposal, enrolling them into the advertising campaign, run the campaign, work with my publishing department. I did all this work, and then we would be so lenient in sending them these invoices after the work's done. And if for some reason they didn't pay it, then they would get sent to collections and I would not get paid. And I just thought, gosh, this is a terrible system. I just don't buy into it. So when I thought, once I launched my own business, I thought, you know what, cash up front. So whether it's cash upfront in full for a VIP intensive, or for those of you who have programs that might be a 12-week, a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month offering, then having the cash come in every single month in a payment plan is ideal. And if somebody gets off of that plan, then really working with them to make sure they get back on track and holding them high. I believe we should hold people high. And when they stop making payments, I get that life happens, but really just saying, okay, let's find a way to make this work. And not being the business owner that, gets ripped off, for lack of a better phrase. Okay, great questions. Let's see. Misty says, what if I've already saturated my existing client list with previous marketing and sale event? Okay, Misty, that's a great question. This is where you get to expand your audience space. I mean, the first thing that comes up for you, Misty, is to think about referrals. So the best clients are going to be your existing clients' referrals. So I would create some kind of a referral offering, like a special incentive as a referral, especially during the holiday season. There could be, some special offerings that you like if they refer a friend to you, and if one of them buys a package, then they get something. Maybe there's a gift card to Nordstrom, or maybe there's some special service that you provide. Maybe it's a gift certificate to Freckle. I know you own your place, it's called Freckle. And so you could just think about like what would incentivize someone to refer somebody to you, and then give them a gift. But make the gift juicy enough that people really are willing to refer people to you. Also, here's another key thing. Let me take a sip of my coffee. As I almost spill it, of course, on a white shirt. This is for all of you, if you ever ask people for referrals, this is something that has made the biggest difference for me. Instead of just making it a very vague, open, like, hey, if you think of anyone for what I offer, let me know. Like that's it's lovely to, at least you're asking the question. I like to go the distance with everything. So I may say to someone, I might say to you, Kelly, I might say, hey, Kelly, is there anyone that you could think of that would benefit as a powerhouse, right? Because you've heard about my powerhouse offering. It's this amazing 90-day program, like a group coaching program, mastermind, and the most epic retreat that's happening in late February, where I'm going to be there coaching my clients. I'm going to have Olga Plastino there as my branding and web expert. I'm going to have a personal chef. We're going to have workouts in the morning. We're staying at this house on the ocean, live like a millionaire for a week. Like I'm so enrolled in this program, I can't even stand it. Is there any woman that you can think of that is already a powerhouse in your eyes and you believe would have a benefit by working with someone like me, being surrounded with a community of powerhouse women entrepreneurs so that she can have her next big breakthrough in her marketing, sales, mindset, and in her business? Is there any specific person you can think of? So here's the key thing for all of you. Actually ask your existing clients and connections if there's a specific person or people that they can think of that they believe would really be impacted by what it is that you offer. And actually get their names. Just say, well, who is it that you think of? And they might say, oh, Susan, I'm just making up names. Susan Smith, awesome, tell me about Susan. And actually have them vet for their friend and just say, yeah, she would, for Misty, for example, they might say, yeah, I do have a friend that, has heard about how my skin is glowing because I come to Freckle and I have these facials done and all these great esthetician services done that keep me looking vibrant and youthful and all these things. And I think that Susan really loved this. Say, great. So, and then you could take it to the next level, which is to ask for an actual introduction. Just say, great. Well, would you be willing to send an email introduction to myself and Susan so I can follow up with her? I'd really love to make this offer for her because it's just a holiday special or a New Year's special. And, once these spots are filled up, they're filled up. So you're actually, first of all, it's going to give you the biggest opportunity to have a referral come through to you. And then second of all, both of you are actually being highly generous to even think about this person that I'm naming Susan, right? That could really benefit from your services. So you're both making a difference together by thinking about someone and then taking the time for the introduction, and then you can take it from there for the enrollment. So I just always think about, how can I go the distance? How can I go above and beyond other people in order to really make the biggest impact and also grow my business to the next level? And I think most people don't do that. And here's the other key element is if that person who told you that they would provide the email introduction does not do that, ask them to do it by a certain time. Do you have time to do that today when you get home? Or is that something that you could just pull up on your phone really quickly right now and do it? Because most people, the more time that goes by, we all have all these things in our heads, so we don't do it. But if for some reason they don't follow through with what they said they were going to do, then feel free to follow up with them and just say, hey, so-and-so, thank you so much for telling me about your friend Susan. I really appreciate you providing the email introduction. I haven't seen the email come through, so if you don't mind taking a couple minutes and doing that, that would be great. Oftentimes that person will say, oh my gosh, Misty, thank you so much for the reminder. I'm happy to do it. I'll do it right now. So this is what I mean by going the distance with it. Instead of just saying, oh, if you can think of anyone, let me know. That is so loose. It's just like, yeah, here's one more thing on your plate of things. And by the way, it's so not a priority that by the time we move on from talking to each other, we're going to forget about it, versus really thinking about specific people, asking for referrals and asking them for an email introduction and reminding them if they don't do it. So part of this is practicing leadership. Like, people like to be guided. And if you lead them through that conversation, they're much more likely to do it. And there's a difference between leading and being pushy and manipulative and all of that. So when you believe in what it is you offer, it's very easy to just put it out there in the world and really go the distance with it. So that's a great question. Kelly says, how do you reach out to them? Direct email to set up a call? Kelly, there's all sorts of ways that I reach out to people. I love reaching out to people via phone, text message, email introduction, Facebook Messenger. Those are my 4 favorite ways. But, I just kind of think about the person. Like, part of it is thinking about what kind of relationship do I have with this person. I'm like, if we're really close, then just texting them seems totally appropriate. Or if they've given me their phone number because they saw me speak at an event and they're okay with me reaching out to them via phone, then texting or calling totally makes sense. Of course, days and times have changed. Like, I feel like I actually get a better response if I text them or Facebook Messenger them, like private messenger. But it's also up to you. How do you feel like you connect best with people? How do you love to reach out to people? And then it's all about testing it, just seeing like, do I get a better response from texting, emailing, calling them, Facebook Messenger? For some of you who love using LinkedIn, there's so many different ways to reach out. Voxer is another one. For those of you who haven't used Voxer yet, it's Voxer, V as in Victor, Oxer. It's an app on your phone. I love it. It's like having a walkie-talkie on your phone, and there's a lot of people who are on Voxer. So when you're connected to them with other, social media, then it automatically tells you like, oh, so-and-so's on Voxer. So you can actually like walkie-talkie them in real time. And if their Voxer app is open, they'll hear your voice in real time. If it's not open, then your voice will be recorded like as a text, kind of like one of those voice texts, if you know what I'm talking about. But it's a really great way to connect with people in just a quick like soundbite. And for those of you who are coaches, it's a really great thing to add to your offerings. Like if you offer a private coaching package, like a premium high-end coaching package, and you want to include like quick laser coaching Voxer, through Voxer, it's really fantastic. I love using that with my clients. Misty says, so Kelly, does that help? Misty says, break into new market seems more doable. Facebook ads to certain very specific demographic for my acne-free clinic. Great, yeah. So if that has worked for you in the past and you have a really strong marketing message, then that can work as well. So I think my coaching on that was mainly focused on premium offerings, but by all means, if you have been able to be successful with doing Facebook ads and offering a premium bundled package, then that's great. Then do that. Let's see. Jessica says, was your 5K package a one-day intensive? Yes. So I don't offer it anymore, but at the time it was a one-day intensive. So people could either, when it's a one day, I prefer for people to actually fly up here or drive here in person to spend the full day together. But if it hasn't worked out that way, then we would break it up into 2 sessions, whether they're the same day via Skype or Zoom, or we'd break it up into 2 sessions, like 2 to 2.5 hour sessions, like on 2 different days of the month. So, and then it included 30 days of just, if they have a quick like Q&A, so not full on coaching sessions, but a quick Q&A for me to follow up from the VIP intensive, that's what it included. So VIP intensives can be great for a cash injection. If you are creating something that's a one day and you're wanting to add on some additional support either before or afterwards. I know some people who have even added on 60 or 90 days of, if you have a quick question, you are welcome to reach out to me. So for those of you who are coaches especially, the more you value yourself and know that as you create these offerings, it's the access to you and the highest level of accountability to you that they're investing in. Like, of course, your expertise, but also when they get access to you. If you give away your access, like if you just have these little low-end packages and you're just working like crazy hours with all these people, then both your experience and their experience is not the most quality experience. So I just always think value yourself, value your expertise, value your time, and then give access to those who are investing at a high level or have ways to scale it. Like that's where the group programs come in, things like that, masterminds, whatever. Misty says, yes, can do that. Great. Shauna says, I do not have a list. I have friends on Facebook and my email contacts. Most are not ideal clients and none have opted in. Where do I start? Shauna, though, how much time do you have? I mean, there's certainly different ways to build an email list. I actually did not start off with an email list. I started off by creating a signature offering. So for whatever reason, 5,000 is like my magical number. So when I very first started, and I know some of you heard the story, I created a 6-month private coaching package that was either $5,000 upfront in full or $997 per month for 6 months. And the second time I offered it, a woman signed up and invested $5,000 that night. So it was an amazing cash injection into my business, especially as a newer coach. But I was confident in my ability to serve her with my 15 plus years of experience in the business world and advertising, sales, marketing, promotions, business development. So my point is, before I even had a list, I created a signature offering, a premium signature offering, and I created what we call in the media world a one sheet. A one sheet means it's just like a Word document, PDF, whatever, where you give it a title, you describe it, what are the benefits to the client, what's included in the package, and what's the investment. And that way I could just have that confidence of having something that's service-based be tangible in this one sheet, and it just builds confidence. So what I would do, Shauna, is first of all, create your signature offering. Create a premium signature offering, whatever that means to you. And if you need some support on that, let's private message each other because I'm happy to help you with that. And then once you do, then start thinking about who do you believe this will make a difference for? Who is your ideal client? Of the people that you know, and if you were just like, gosh, Amy, of the people I know, no one seems like the ideal client, then describe a person, like even if you haven't met the person yet, describe who that person might be. What is it? What is the problem that you solve? Who is it that you want to serve? Describe this individual that will represent many other individuals. And then we can start talking about like how to get in front of those people, both online and in person, so that you can start building connections. But I am just not a believer that you have to have a list first. I do believe in list building, and I've definitely done email list building and social media, presence to expand my following. But I did not start there, and I had my first $15,000 a month well before I had an online following. So it's totally doable. Hey, Cambria, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome, Kelly. Hey, Monique. Yes, Miss, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so Shauna, signature package first, absolutely. And then don't get hung up on the list. Yeah. Shauna says, I can create my one sheet. Would love your help to review. I do have my ideal client / avatar penciled out. Awesome. Okay, so on that note, it's already 9:33 a.m. Pacific, and I have a call that I get to jump on right now. So this has been so much fun. Laser coaching, I love it. So I invite you to just decide, what is the amount? Like, is it 10,000 the next couple of weeks? Is it 5,000? Is it 20? Just decide on a number. In fact, I would love for you to just comment below what that number is. Just comment below, just so you can declare it and claim it, and make it something that's stretchy and attainable. Something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but something that you can believe in. And then just create your signature package or premium package, or if you already have one, decide, I get to enroll one person, 2 people, 5 people into this very special package over the next 2 weeks. And then have a deadline on it. And then once you start reaching out to people to say, hey, I thought of you for this package, let's have a conversation, see if it resonates with you or not. No pressure. And just know that either of these spots will sell out, or we're cutting off enrollment on this date. It could be January 5th or whatever that first Friday is, okay? Jessica says, 10,000 first 2 weeks in January. Great, so definitely write it down, put the deadline on the calendar, and start reaching out to people, even next week. You never know what can happen. And imagine where you will be if you actually hit your goal, or even anywhere between here, like 0 and your goal. 10K in January, Sheila says. 5K in January, Shauna says. Hey, Jennifer. So yeah, 7,000 for Christina. So 7,000 by when, Christina? Like, it's all about by when. So I invite each of you to give yourself a deadline and being excited, like brings so much joy to this offering, have so much fun with it. And then just know that when you reach out to people, they should be so lucky to work with you or buy your products or bundled packages. Like, I'm sure that each and every one of you is so passionate about the fulfillment side of things. So let's make some noise, put it out there in the world. And I would love for you to reach out to me and let me know how it goes. You can private message me, let me know if you have any questions. And of course, if you have been tuning into this today or the last few weeks of my Holidaily show and you've really resonated with me, I would absolutely love to connect with you and see if there's an opportunity for us to collaborate moving forward. Beyond Powerhouse, I've got my VIP program. I do have some intensives available for early 2018, so if that resonates with you, it's a really special package and opportunity. It's not for everybody, but it's for those who are so ready for the next big breakthrough. So connect with me, friend request me if we're not already friends, and would love, love, love to chat. And just know there's never any pressure. I'm just so committed to making a difference for you. So thank you. Shauna says 5K in January. Cece says 5K by 12:30, my first client. Yes, and Cece, I know we're talking today, so we get to decide what time. Sending you all much love, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day of Holidaily, so we'll have some fun. Hope to see you here at 9 a.m. Pacific, and sending much love to you wherever you are in the world. Mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye.